My name's Angelina Magrill. I work with the Center for Rural Affairs, and today I'm going to show you how to make cold and flu tea bombs.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Okay, now we're ready to make our tea bombs. We're going to go over our ingredients and the supplies that we're going to need to complete the recipe. So first we have our garlic, lemons, and ginger. We have honey, apple cider vinegar, some black peppercorns, cinnamon, cayenne pepper, and some turmeric. You're also going to need 3 cups of water. Now for our equipment, we have some knives, a grater, a peeler, measuring cups and spoons, scissors, cheesecloth, ice cube trays, and a blender. Now we're going to prep our recipes. We're going to start by peeling a whole head of garlic. So now we're going to peel all of our garlic. It doesn't need to be chopped in any particular way because we're going to put it in the blender. You just have to make sure all the skins are removed. Okay, we have our head of garlic cleaned and ready to put into the container to blend. Now we're going to do our ginger. So we're going to start by peeling this. Now we're going to start chopping our ginger and put it into the blender cup. Now that we have our ginger chopped, we're going to peel our lemon. All right, now that our lemon's peeled, we're going to chop it and put it in our blender cup. Now that we have all of our fresh ingredients chopped, we're going to measure out our dry ingredients. Start with our turmeric. We need 2 tablespoons of turmeric. Next, we have our cayenne pepper. We're going to use 1½ tablespoons. Next, we're going to do our cinnamon. That's only 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. And we're going to do 1 tablespoon of black peppercorn. Okay, and now we have our liquid ingredients. We're going to do our apple cider vinegar that we only need 1/2 tablespoon. Then we're going to do 1½ tablespoons of honey. All right, now that we have our fresh and our dry ingredients in, we're going to add our water. This is going to be our last ingredient before we put it in the blender or on the blender. Okay. Okay, and we have our blender top screwed in tight, and we're going to put it on the motor. Okay, we're going to give it a look to make sure it's smooth enough. We're looking for a smooth texture, kind of like a smoothie, not a whole lot of chunks in it. We're going to try to filter those out with the cheesecloth. So it looks pretty good. There's no big chunks in it. That's what you want. And now we're going to filter it just to get the fluid out and leave all of the fruit fiber and everything else, because we're not going to freeze that. So we're going to take our measuring cup and our cheesecloth. I'm going to cut a piece off. Now I like to double it up, so I'm going to cut a little bit of a bigger piece, just so we don't have to strain it again. All right, and we're going to put our cheesecloth over the top of our measuring cup. Put it in a little bit. That way it doesn't overflow. Okay, and we're going to start straining. Okay, we'll take our cloth and we'll squeeze. And we want to squeeze as much liquid out as we can, because that's what we're going to freeze and that's what's going to make the T-bomb. So we're going to squeeze and twist, and this is going to get all of the fluid out. Okay, I think we got everything out of there, and we're just going to keep doing that until we've strained all the liquid from our mixture. Now, as you can see, this is kind of a messy process, so it does help to wear gloves, use a cutting board or a surface that you don't mind getting stained, because turmeric will stain pretty much anything it touches. Now that we've strained all of the particles out of our mixture, we're going to add the rest of our water. It does require 3 cups of water, but didn't all fit in our blender, so we can add it at the end. So we're going to transfer our liquid into a bigger jar, because all 3 cups of our water do not fit in a 2-cup measuring cup. Now we're going to take our mixture, put it in a pourable measuring cup so we can load our ice tray. Okay, now we're finished filling our tray, and we can put our tray in the freezer. It's been about 3 hours, so our T-bombs should be frozen now. We're going to go and take them out of the freezer and try one out. So now we're going to take our T-bomb, put it in our glass, and add hot water. All right, and we're going to let that sit for a minute, let the T-bomb melt, and we can stir. And once your T-bomb has melted, you can add honey to taste. Thank you for watching. Enjoy.